Coming to you live from the bathroom in McKinney, Texas. This is Quake at Night. Tonight's sponsor is Foot in a Foot. If this happens to you, go see a doctor. We're not responsible for anything. And now, coming to you live, Grant Burr!
Hi, everybody. It's July 4th week. That's why I have our forefathers' hair. Literally. We are, I can't wear this, it's too hot. But we wanted to say welcome. We've got some important things for you. In fact, we got a great top 10. Mark is still in the bathroom, so let's go over some top 10 things. You ready? All right, number one. Hold on, where's my mic? Number one. Scientists to kill ducks to see why they're dying. Arizona psychic hit by car says he never saw it coming. You're sick if you feel cold, put on a sweater, crap yourself in a blanket, and turn up the heat. Recommended by the physicians. Housing, 2 bedrooms, sublease, nice area, bargain, rent, drawback, big hairy spiders drop off bedroom ceiling at night. Authorities pursue man running with scissors. At 8:29 p.m., police received a call from a Dubose woman who said she smelled something funny in her room last night. She believed that it might be her husband. A man witnessed a cat and a pigeon fighting on South 6th Avenue and took the pigeon home after deciding the fight was unfair. Samantha Reynolds, who spoke on the condition of anonymity, has been delivering pizza for 3 years. Hold, please. Unusually attractive man, 33, it's not me. Seeks woman, must smell like strawberry air freshener. No Jersey residents. Six men, their faces covered with red bandanas, got out of the Cherokee carrying a knife, a baseball bat, billy clubs, and a rolling pin, said Davis, 20 years old. I knew when I saw the rolling pin that something bad was going down. And last, Friday night, Boone police received a report of suspicious behavior in the 1300 block of Marshall Street. Turned out to be 4 males with flashlights comparing facial hair growth. And that's our top 10 list for tonight. We are excited after that fun. We are excited because we have something special. We have none other than our very own Seth Johnston and the band leading us.
Hi, we're so happy to be here to get to worship together. So glad that you got to come here. It's great to see your masked faces. And the main reason I wanted to lead worship is so that I could not have to wear a mask. So it's great. So I get to win there. So why don't you stand up? Why don't you stand up and worship with us together? Let's sing this out together to our King. has done great things. See what our Savior has done. See how His love overcomes. He has done great things. He has done great things. Let's lift Him up. Oh, hero of heaven, you conquered the grave. You free every captive, break every chain. Oh God, you have done great things. We dance in your freedom, awake and alive. Oh Jesus, our Savior, your name lifted high. Oh God, you have done great things. All right, let's sing this out. He's been faithful through every storm. You've been faithful through every storm. You'll be faithful forevermore. You have done great things. He's faithful to do it again. And I know that you'll do it again. For your promise is yes and amen. You have done great things. God, you do great things. Oh, hero of heaven, you conquered the grave. You free every captive and break every chain. Oh God, you have done great things. We dance in your freedom, awake and alive. Oh Jesus, our Savior, your name lifted high. Oh God, you have done great things. Let's lift Him up as we sing hallelujah. And hallelujah, God, above it all. Hallelujah, God, unshakable. Hallelujah, you have done great things. Sing it out to Him. And hallelujah, God, above it all. Hallelujah, God, unshakable. Hallelujah, you have done great things. You've done great things. Oh, hero of heaven, you conquered the grave. You free every captive and break every chain. Oh God, you have done great things. We dance in your freedom, awake and alive. Oh Jesus, our Savior, your name lifted high. Oh God, you have done great things. You have done great things. Oh God, you do great things. All right, let's give God a hand clap of praise this evening. He's good. He has done great things. Let's continue to worship Him together. He is our living hope, a God who is never silent on us, who never gives up on us, who brings us hope even in the darkness. Let's sing this out to Him. How great the chasm that lay between us, how high the mountain I could not climb. In desperation, I turned to heaven and spoke your name into the night. Then through the darkness, your loving kindness tore through the shadows of my soul. The work is finished, the end is written. Jesus Christ, my living hope. Who could imagine so great a mercy? What heart heart could fathom such boundless grace. The God of ages stepped down from glory to wear my sin and bear my shame. He has spoken, the cross has spoken, I am forgiven. The King of Kings calls me his own. Beautiful Savior, I'm yours forever. Jesus Christ, my living. Let's raise our hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah. Death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name. Jesus Christ, my living hope. Hallelujah. Praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah. Death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name. Jesus Christ, my living hope. Then came the morning that sealed the promise. Your buried body began to breathe. Out of the silence, the roaring lion declared the grave has no claim on me. Sing it out. Then came the morning that sealed the promise. Your buried body began to breathe. Out of the silence, the roaring lion declared the grave has no claim on me. Jesus, yours is the victory. Hallelujah. Praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah. Death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name. Jesus Christ, my living hope. Hallelujah. Praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah. Death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name. Jesus Christ, my living hope. Jesus Christ, my living hope. God, you are my living hope. How y'all doing tonight? You doing okay? There we go. That's where it's at. Hey, so it's so great to get back together and get to worship together, and especially in the midst of the just the absolute craziness that's going on, and a lot of uncertainty, and there's a lot of hard times that people are facing, a lot of confusion in our country, and pain that's happening all around us. But you know, we get to gather together and worship a God who is steadfast even when the circumstances seem to be shaking. He's steadfast through the storm. One of my favorite stories is when the disciples are on the boat. Jesus is on the boat too. He's underneath the boat, going across the lake. Storm comes in, and the disciples are like, oh my gosh, what's happening? We got to go wake up Jesus. And Jesus is sound asleep underneath because he's not worried, because he's steady throughout every storm. So I want you to take just like about 15 seconds, 30 seconds. I want you to think about those. Maybe it's your family who's really in a time of desperation, but really pray for those around you, those in your family, those you can think of, and maybe other families you know that are struggling, and just reach out to God in this moment. So God, as we continue to worship you tonight, we are so thankful that you are steadfast in the storm and in the uncertainty, and that you are good to us at all times, regardless of what's going on, God. So we just lean into that tonight. We pray for that, for those who are in this room, for their families, for those around the nation who are just suffering, God, and those around the globe who are in fear, and those who are suffering from the virus, God, we pray that you just bring them that hope, the hope that is true in your gospel. So God, we just worship you out of that hope tonight, Lord. Let's turn and sing. Alone in my sorrow and dead in my sin, lost without hope, with no place to be. Your love made a way to let mercy come in. When death was arrested, my life began. Ash was redeemed. Ash was redeemed, only beauty remains. My orphan heart was given up. My mourning grew quiet, my feet rose to dance. When death was arrested, my life began. To your grace, so free, washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. It's your endless love pouring down on us. You have made us new, now life begins with you. Released from my chains, I'm a prisoner no more. My shame was a ransom. He canceled my debt and he called me his friend. When death was arrested and my life began. Oh, your grace so free washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. It's your endless love pouring down on us. You have made us new, now life begins with you. Our Savior displayed on a criminal's cross. Darkness rejoices, no heaven has. But then Jesus arose with our freedom in hand. Oh, that's when death was arrested and my life began. That's when death was arrested and my life began. heads with me. God, we thank you so much for that truth, Lord, that you hold steadfast through the storm, God, but that regardless of the circumstance and the things around us, God, we know that our hope is fully secure in you. It's fully secure in your goodness. It's fully secure in what you did for us on that cross when you defeated death and sin forever. And God, that we didn't have to be good enough. We know we're not good enough, but we didn't have to be because you were for us and you loved us so much. You came down, you saw us, and you died on a cross for us. So God, we praise you for that. We praise you that our eternal hope is secure in you forever. And so God, just pray for the rest of the night as we come to listen to your word and listen to what you have to say, Lord, that we'd be able to hear you and we'd be encouraged and drawn closer to your heart, God. We love you. It's in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thanks so much, Seth. How's everybody doing? That was weak. One more time. How's everybody doing? That's right. We still get to come outside. So, if you look underneath your chairs, 2 of you will find something. Take a look, take a look, take a look. Look harder. All right, we got 1. Come on. And Whitney, come here. No. Just come here. You're ruining the moment. Yeah, come on. So, if y'all come right up on the stage, my lovely assistants will set y'all up with your pumps. Hold on, we got to get them set up to the TVs. Go ahead and you hop up. So, the name of the game is Turkey Pop. Our lovely contestants will be set up. We have already took the liberty of rigging up pumps. Now, hold on. Make sure you do not pump it because we don't want to give you an advantage. So, each pump is rigged up to the TV, and they are each rigged up to their own individual turkeys. Name of the game is you will pump up until you make these poor turkeys explode. We will not get to eat them, so don't call the police on us. That will not be good. So, you're going to pump as quickly as you can. The winner will win a prize for their entire side of the room. So, from me to CJ, here on the right is Morgan. Here on the left is Whitney. Now, if your champion wins, you all get a prize. If you lose, you get nada. Understand? Questions, comments, concerns? 3, 2, 1, go! Let's go, let's go, let's go! You gotta work harder than that. You gotta work harder than that. You gotta work harder. It's not, oh, hey, that extends it really quickly. Morgan, you have won dum-dums for your entire group. Go ahead and take your seat. You may take yours. And dum-dums for
No live turkeys were harmed in the filming of this.
Maybe.
Hey, we've got something special for tonight. Thank you, guys. I think we kind of forgot the part about y'all passing those out, but it's always fun. That's why we have those. Those are also called intern pops. We would like to tell you about a special treat that we have for tonight. We have some special guests, and these special guests are ones you may or may not have heard of, and so you join me in welcoming none other than announcements.
Breaking news coming to you from YouthQuake Live. Wait, we have some reporters on the field with some other news. Over to you.
Got it, Kayla. Here at Grant's house next week, the 7th. Brazil party. Bring Brazil food. It's at 6:30. Enjoy. Back to you, Kayla.
This just in from Kayla. Next week at Grant's house, special TNT, 7:50. Be there or be square. Back to you, Kayla.
Wait. Thank you, Kayla. There's no Fun Friday this week.
But next week, we will be having Fun Friday. Back to you, Kayla.
That's all the time we have for tonight.
Thank you, Kayla. We have some special guests with us tonight. I don't know if you knew that. We're so excited to have none other than Jacob and Esau. Come on out, Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. You must be Esau?
Well, I'm Jacob.
Oh, you're Jacob. I didn't notice. Wow, I see the family resemblance.
Don't you?
No. Glad to have you two guys. Now, you guys are twins, is what I read. Is that true?
Yep.
That is accurate.
Yep.
Somehow.
1 minute apart.
1 minute apart?
It's amazing what 1 minute will do.
Yeah.
Is that right? Well, y'all been friends since birth, I guess.
That's
Not really.
no,
No.
not at all.
Well, tell me about that. It said the drama kind of started between you two guys since birth.
Yeah. So I'm the firstborn. And,
Barely.
I was born first. And, since then, Jacob's been on my heel. He followed me out of the womb, hold on to my heel. He's been behind me ever since.
Well, in fact, I even heard that. What does Jacob mean?
Well, I prefer going by Jacob, but technically the name itself means grasping at heels.
Grasping at heels.
Yes, grasping.
And that's why your parents called you that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, so explain that to me. You came out of the womb. Who came out first?
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
And then you came out second, and you were literally holding on to his heel.
That's right, because the birthright is incredibly important.
Oh.
And I guess I was smart enough, which I would argue that I did get the brains in the long run. You might have gotten the bronze, but I certainly got the looks.
What are bronze? Bronze?
Bronze.
Strength.
Oh, I think that's
Yeah.
brawn. But okay, great. What about birthright? What exactly is a birthright?
So birthright is for the firstborn male in the Jewish tradition. Since I was firstborn, I was to get the birthright.
Okay.
And it's really the person that receives a double portion of the inheritance. It's the person that gets to kind of oversee, make a lot of decisions in the family, kind of represents the family when the dad is either not there or has passed on. The family obligation falls to the firstborn son. So even if I had older sisters, it falls to the firstborn male.
So even if you had like 4, 5, 6 sisters and they were born before you, they would not receive a birthright?
Right.
You would receive? Oh, that's kind of strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just tradition. It's just
Oh,
the way
it's
it is.
tradition. Okay. All right.
I would like to add that
Oh.
technically we are twins. It should have been split between us. That's my point of view.
Well,
That's all I'm gonna say.
there's still the firstborn and secondborn, so it holds track.
Barely.
Okay, well, but if the firstborn son gets 2/3 of the inheritance, or he gets a double portion?
Double portion.
Okay, so like, if there was a bunch of kids, he still would get a double portion then from all.
Before
everyone.
everybody
Yeah,
else.
okay. So that was you, Esau.
It was.
And Jacob, you got nothing.
Well, that's where some of the family drama comes into play.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Well, so there was, what do you mean the family drama? Tell me a little bit about that.
So, I'm firstborn. I'm supposed to get the birthright. I had been out one day, having a great day, hunting, killed a couple bucks, was coming back in. I was famished and thirsty.
Well, so let me make sure I understand. So just judging by your looks and y'all being twins, if you're the hunter, you like outdoorsy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I can't really pinpoint exactly you, Jacob. What do you like exactly?
I like a few creature comforts, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't see why I'd go and work up a sweat outside when the tent, may not be air conditioned, but it's certainly not in the sun. And you know what? I'm a bit of a mama's boy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Mama didn't think so.
No, she certainly did not.
So you took after Dad,
Yep.
Isaac,
Yes.
and you took after your mom, who was?
Rebecca.
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 And that's what y'all refer to her as Rebecca?
I call her mommy.
Why don't you call her Esau?
Mom.
Mom? Oh, okay.
Potato, potato, the way I see it.
So birthright, and this switch happened. There was some kind of switch that I read about it. Something about you had the birthright and then mom's
not that
boy got
funny.
it.
Yeah, so I'd been out hunting, having a great day, got back, was famished, really thirsty, get into the tent, and who's in there but Jacob? And he's got some food. It smells really good. And you know how you kind of say, man, I'd give my right arm for that. Everybody familiar with that term? No. So I may have said, I'd be willing to give my birthright for some of that food.
You may have said, or you said.
I may have.
Well, I remember it a little bit more clearly.
So in that instance, he gave me food when I agreed to give him my birthright, supposedly. Okay. So he kind of tricked me into giving up my birthright.
Because that's a pretty big cost for a plate of stew.
Huge. Daddy was doing really well.
He was?
Yeah.
And then as far as wait a minute, on the, so let me make sure I understand, Jacob. So if somebody says, man, I'd give my right arm for that, you would expect them to give your right arm.
Well, sure enough, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just being clear. So, Jacob, you're a hunter too, or do you hunt any at all?
Well, no,
not really.
Not much. No.
Okay. So after this whole switch thing happened, and you went in, how did this whole birthright happen? He gives it to you, he just writes a check, or what does he do? What's exactly happens?
Yeah, so it came a time when Daddy was passing away, and he knew he was passing away. He knew he didn't have long, and so he came to me and said, hey, it's time for me to give you your blessing and time to pass on the birthright. And so he asked me to go prepare his favorite meal, go out and hunt, find his favorite buck, and prepare him a great meal so that we could do the birthright.
Okay.
So I went out and started looking.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
And then
during that,
I might have been approached by Mommy, and she said this might be a good opportunity for us to institute that trade. I don't like the term switch, that implies trickery. I'd call it a trade.
Trickery.
Okay.
For the birthright. And so that's when we decided to go ahead and go take a lamb instead of a buck,
because you can't find a buck.
it's not my expertise.
did you go hunting for this lamb, Jacob?
Well, it just depends on how you want to define the word. I went out and got a lamb from the flock.
From the
Out of the
flock.
pen.
Out of the pen?
It can be hard to wrangle sometimes, and so we killed that, and we made that stew. Technically my mom made the stew, and then we presented it to Daddy. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just presented it to you. So Daddy was cool with this whole switch and trade, I should say. And he said,
Well,
The trick. It was a trick.
a trick.
that's the thing. So obviously I didn't want to confuse him by, or cause any drama by him thinking that it was me, Jacob, coming for the birthright. And so I decided to dress as Esau.
Took my clothes.
And it was a sacrifice on my part.
Why was it a sacrifice?
Oh my word. Well, I'm just saying, if you spend that much time out in the hot heat, then it gets a little bit smelly in those garments that you wear. So I'm just saying, I took one for for my team, and wore his clothes, and then we got the skins of the lambs that we killed, and I put them on my arms to sort of mimic his gorilla interface that he has going on here. So.
Because you have this baby soft skin.
It's just a very sought-after trait in a lot of people. I would just like to say, not everybody needs that kind of.
Is there a lot of, in your culture, is there a lot of males that seek after this baby soft skin, Esau?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of. Okay, let's go ahead. Finish your story.
Well, so Daddy, he felt my arms, and despite the fact that he didn't recognize my voice as Esau's, he touched my arms and felt that they were just as hairy as Esau's arms were. And he gave me the birthright and the blessing, Grandpappy Abraham's blessing as well. And that was a big deal.
It was. It sounds like a big deal. And then
he ran.
He ran?
He ran.
He ran? What do you mean you ran?
I might have fled.
You might have fled?
So
what exactly happened?
So when I came back, I'd prepared this great meal. I set it before my father, and I told him that, Dad, here's the food that you requested. I'm ready to receive my blessing. And he asked me who I was because he'd already given me the blessing. And I was like, what? And then I realized what had happened, and I was furious. I mean, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
This blessing is passed down from Abraham
So it's like the whole lineage
The
comes
whole-
through that.
yes,
So
exactly.
this continues on.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be yours,
Yep.
and you were tricked,
Stolen.
Traded.
Swapped. Okay.
Stolen.
Fair, even, swap.
So a bowl of stew for the birthright.
For the inheritance and the blessing of Grandpappy Abraham.
Okay.
Yes.
It really wasn't even that good, Stu.
And it wasn't even that good. So then you ran. Where to? Or what did you do? Why did you run?
Well, Mommy told me that
That what?
that you were a little bit irritated,
Well,
a little
that's probably true.
frustrated, and I can't imagine why. You
Took everything.
knew that I was taking everything because you traded for a bowl of stew, and so she told me that in your anger you might have been plotting to kill me, may or may not. That's a little, blurry lines there.
Oh, there's-
But just in case you were serious, I fled. I fled to visit Uncle Laban.
Okay. So how is it that y'all are here now? What happened between this time? So it's been a long time, or because it seems like it.
Yeah, decades long. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really long time.
So what happened in between this time that you ran like a little puppy and got to now?
Yeah, so God, in that time, at first I was very upset, very, very mad, almost homicidal, I would say. Yeah, that's probably a good explanation.
So fleeing was the right call.
Yeah, pretty good.
It was the
Pretty
right
good.
call.
But in the decades since he left, God's really been working on me, really helped change my life, helped me to see that, it was his plan and that I needed to forgive my brother and needed to reconcile.
Okay.
So.
And so what happened to y'all? I mean, do you have families? What happened as far as like your work goes, or what?
So I fell in love. So Uncle Laban, he had a daughter, Rachel. And Rachel, she was a looker, just let me tell you. And I fell for her, and we agreed that if I worked for him for 7 years, then I could have her hand in marriage. And so I did that. I worked for 7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
That's a long time.
One might say so.
Okay.
I would agree.
How'd that
Okay.
work out for you?
Well, not so well. I was tricked.
Wait.
Oh.
Huh. Oh, sounds like what you did to Esau.
No.
No?
No,
Why?
that was a fair swap. No
Fair swap.
trickery.
Okay. So how did this fair swap trade trick go?
Well, the trick was that
The trick?
the trick happened in such a way that I thought I was getting Rachel, but instead I got her sister, which I did not think was quite as good a deal as Rachel.
So let me make sure I understand. So you made a deal with the father-in-law to marry beautiful Rachel.
Yes.
And so you worked 7 years for that. Do you find this a little humorous? So 7 years for that, and you get down to the marriage, you go through the marriage, and then you take off the veil, and it's not
Boom.
beautiful Rachel, it's
Leah.
ugly Rachel, ugly Leah is what I heard.
Ugly is a strong word that I don't agree with.
Okay.
But I was a little upset.
Okay.
So we renegotiated.
So you renegotiated, so what happened after that?
It was another 7 years.
7 years.
7 more, totaling 14 years, and then I finally got Rachel.
You got Rachel. What happened to Leah?
Well, we're still married too.
So you're still married to ugly Leah and beautiful Rachel.
I don't like the word ugly,
Oh,
but still married to both.
Isn't that what you use backstage? Okay. Well, after you married, so you married those two ladies. What happened? You have children? Things go
lots.
well?
Yeah. So things worked out. We were, our family has been blessed quite a lot. But as things started to, as that blessing started to proceed, I got wind that my brother over here had amassed I would say an army.
It was an army.
It was an army of 400 men.
400 men.
400 for sure.
Okay. And what were those 400 men going to do?
I thought they were going to kill me.
They weren't.
They were just
We were just going to greet.
a welcome wagon.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what? So what happened after that? So you go back to. Why were you going back to see Esau in the first place?
Well, it became clear that that's where God was leading us as a family to go back to our homeland.
Okay.
And so we were going back there, and we realized that those 400 men were waiting for us.
And there was some other things that happened in the meantime, but ultimately we felt compelled to go back there by God.
Okay.
He was leading us there. And once I saw that my brother had that army, it was sort of a come to God moment for
Right.
me.
You must have been really nervous when you saw those people because you knew he was still angry about the trick. And so.
Thought I was still angry.
Thought you were. But what really was going on, Esau?
So, like I said earlier, God had really been working on me and convicting me and really helped me to forgive Jacob for what happened. And God tremendously blessed my life in spite of everything else that happened as well. So there was no reason to have heartburn or ill will. So all that would have done was just drive me down into the ground and negate all of the stuff that God had put for me. So.
Because God had blessed you anyway, and so you were able to release that just that bitterness and anger and forgive your brother.
Yep.
And then God continues to bless you. So tell me this as we wrap up. Tell me if you could do something and say something to our studio audience or to the people that are watching online. What would be your challenge, or what would you say from your life experience? What would you like to tell them?
So for me, I think the biggest thing is regardless of the decisions that you're making, God loves you, and He's bigger than anything that you can do wrong. And He wants to have that relationship with you, and He wants to show you how important that He is in your life, and how petty some of the other things are. So He really, like for me, work through the forgiveness piece, and to be able to come back and say, you know what, Jacob, he did me wrong, but that's a moot point. God took care of me. He did everything for me that He would have done in the first place. And so we needed to get past that and to be forgiving and to seek forgiveness for the things that I had done as well. So really, really focus on God and look for His plan. You bend your life to where God wants you to be, into His plan, not try to bring God into your plan.
That's good. What about you, Jacob? What would you like to tell our studio audience?
Well, all kidding aside, I knew that I had taken something huge from Esau. The blessing from Abraham, that's something that God gave to Abraham for his family. And that's something that was supposed to go to my brother, despite how much I didn't like the sound of that. So what I've grown to learn is, despite how tempting it can be to try to seize the blessing you can see before you for yourself, it's like you said, that might not be God's plan for you. And He might still use you. Even if you do make a mistake like I did, He might still use you in your life. But I just can't help but think, what kind of blessing did I miss out on having a relationship with a brother, having his leadership? We don't know what would have happened differently. And I think that happens a lot in all of our lives. We tend to do that. So I would encourage everybody here, everybody listening, whatever God is calling you to submit to, whatever plan He has laid out before you and is asking you to step into, just say yes to that. Don't try to grab something that's not yours. Just tell God yes and see what happens.
Well, that's good. Well, let's say thank you to Jacob and Esau. How about that? I've got a good idea here. I was just trying to say, it's just so neat that y'all are, after all these years of ill will, that y'all are able to sit down there together and just enjoy each other. But like every brother, every sets of brothers, especially twins, there's probably a good, healthy kind of just getting along together. And so I thought, and I don't know about our studio audience, what do y'all think about us having like a wrestling match between the two of us?
Yeah! Come back here, Jacob.
Well, okay, well, say thank you again. Thank you, guys. I would like to see Jacob get whooped a little bit. Hey, we've got something important, a couple things. One thing is that if you are one of our guests, if you're new, we want you to go fill out a card at the office, and you get to spin the wheel of prizes. We've got a prize wheel out there, and so if it's your first time to come, or if you've never filled out a card and been one of our guests, we'd love for you to be there and come do that. Another thing that we want to do tonight, just for fun, is that we've got the basketball goals set out outside and are blocked off outside to where we can play on them, and we're going to play a little knockout tournament. Now, Let me just stress to you, you don't have to be good at basketball. Even Kayla won at a basketball game of knockout. So you can go and play. We're going to play first a middle school and a high school game. And so middle school, you'll be on this goal that's closest to us. High school will be on the far goal. And then we'll switch after we get a champion of those two, and we'll do girls only and guys only, okay? And then we'll do a championship after that. We've got some pretty good prizes for it, so we'd love to have you join us. Thank you so much, guys and gals, for coming. We love you. We will see you next time.